Bengaluru has once again cemented its position as India's hottest real estate investment destination. Now, according to CBRE India's market monitor for the April-June quarter of 2026, the city has attracted the largest share of real estate inflows in the country, even ahead of NCR and Mumbai. Now, the report in question highlights strong momentum in office assets and residential developments, with domestic investors accounting for nearly 92% of overall capital inflows during the 3-month period. So what exactly is driving Bengaluru's continued dominance, and can the city sustain this momentum through the rest of the year? Joining us now is a very special guest. Anshuman Magazine is Chairman and CEO for India, Southeast Asia, Middle East and Africa at CBRE. Anshuman, firstly, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Let's jump straight into it. 24 hours ago, we at South Central were discussing how Bengaluru had emerged as India's leading office market, both in terms of transactions as well as absorption. So these findings honestly don't even come across as surprising. But what is that X factor, Anshuman, that's working for Bengaluru despite a list of infrastructural hurdles? And is it only the office market, or are residential and mixed-use data center projects also picking up steam?
Thanks for having me. X factor is always talent. Bangalore is a talent magnet. Every 40%, as you know, it's a GCC hub. 40% of India's GCC talent resides in Bangalore, which is close to 800,000 people. Every year, 80 to 90,000 STEM graduates join the workforce in Bangalore. So and also this includes people talent with AI and machine learning capabilities. That's the number one driver. Also, Bangalore has created already has a large capacity. It is the largest office market in the country, with more than 250 million square feet of office space, by far the largest. And even the first half of 26, 30% of all the space absorption which has happened in major markets in India is in Bangalore. So it is a gateway city for GCCs, and all these other stats I mentioned has made the difference, and that's why Bangalore is where it is right now.
Look at the report again. In fact, it principally points to land acquisitions remaining strong across the city itself. But in your analysis, which are the micro markets within Bengaluru that are seeing the most investor interest, really?
Sorry, I may not be able to share the micro markets, but what I would say is that in the first half alone, $2.5 billion of investment has gone into real estate in Bangalore, which, like you had mentioned, is almost twice of what has gone into NCR and even ahead of Mumbai. And large part of this investment has gone into land, and that is, you also touched upon residential. There is, because of all these jobs being created, there is demand for residential and retail. So money is going to residential. It has also gone into REIT kind of structures, investment into office. You had asked earlier, this momentum will continue because Bangalore has this strong foundation, which it will only build on, and it'll accelerate as we go forward.
Anshuman, I read that report, and what I found rather fascinating about it is that domestic investors are now accounting for 92% of all capital inflows into the city in the quarter. What do you make of that statistic, firstly? And do you expect foreign capital to return to Bengaluru in H2 2026? And in which asset classes?
In the short term, the Indian investments will be larger than foreign capital. But as in the medium to long term, we will see more foreign investment coming in as overall geopolitics and the conflict situation, the uncertainties globally which we are facing right now, as that eases out, definitely the foreign investments will return. But in the short term, I do expect the domestic investment to continue. And I already listed out, Bangalore has a scale. Bangalore still continues to attract global capability centers and IT companies, where whenever we work with large corporates, GCCs, and of course there's competition to Bangalore from Hyderabad, from Pune and other cities, but Bangalore is still the preferred gateway city for the services side, technology service side companies, and that will keep the real estate going and the investments coming in Bangalore in real estate market.
Grabbing the headlines, Anshuman, what are the other South Indian cities that are faring well, and how do you see, let's say, Chennai or Hyderabad or Kochi actually catching up? And which of these three cities actually has the potential to surprise investors over the next 3 to 5 years?
Clearly, the surprise is Hyderabad. I mean, Hyderabad, Bangalore was always leading, and since last 2-3 years, the activities we have seen in Hyderabad, I would say not even, I would say 5 years, the Hyderabad suddenly, was not only in South India, but really took a lead in India, in Indian market. So, if you look at just the office side of the business, after Bangalore, in between Hyderabad is the number 2, had the second highest absorption of office space, while it used to be Mumbai and NCR. Of course, right now it is more competitive. So I would say Hyderabad will be the main competitor to Bangalore. Of course, it does not have the scale of Bangalore. Bangalore is far ahead, but Hyderabad is competing. Chennai, on the other hand, has the advantage that this is the only city where there is services business as well as manufacturing, and we would see more going forward with more momentum in Chennai. Of course, Kochi is a relatively small market, but upcoming. But certainly it will be,
Right.
the order will be Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kochi.
Well, Anshuman, lots to look forward to in South India then, not just in Bengaluru, but in the other cities as far as the region is concerned. On that note, thank you so much for joining us on South Central and helping break down these insights. Great speaking to you, as always.
Thank you.